Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Timeless Sunset Tarot. Now, I'd like to invite you to a tarot reading at the end of the day. It is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So, just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, that's the best time for you to see it. Now, let's try to see what is the main energy at the end of the day. Okay, here we have the Six of Cups. This can symbolize you nurturing your inner child. This can be also a symbolism of you recalling your childhood years. Maybe for some of you, in the challenges that you are encountering right now, you look back to your beautiful past, a time when you felt loved, you felt nurtured. So somehow this can be a source of inspiration. The past can be a source of inspiration that somehow you are blessed. Despite of the challenges you are having right now, there were moments in your life where you felt completely loved. And somehow, if right now you are encountering certain challenges, this past somehow can assure you that things will get well soon. It's just part of the learning process, and whatever difficulty you might be having right now, it will allow you to, this too will pass, and the past memories will allow you also to somehow have hope. Now, it can be also that you are looking at the brighter days, okay, at the past. Maybe, for example, if before this can be a loving relationship, it can be for some of you right now. What comes to me is right now you are looking at the beginning of the blush of a love with somebody. Okay, it can be a friendship, it can be a romantic relationship, wherein you were looking at the past when love was more generous, when love was more unconditional, things like that. No, because right now maybe you might be encountering some difficulty with this special person that you had the blush of love in the past. So it's part of life also that sometimes the honeymoon period somehow ceases to be and reality sets in. So sometimes we long for the pasts, like I wish it was just like when it was in the beginning. So it can be like that also at this time. But then if it happened in the past, then it can still happen in the present. If you are encountering certain challenges, maybe it's also an invitation for both of you to somehow mature into from a romantic kind of love into a more mature kind of love, where both are willing to sacrifice and invest on the relationship, and somehow to have an equal give and take. So somehow it's a maturing also into an unconditional way of loving. So you try to see how this card resonates with you. But this card somehow can symbolize unconditional love, which can be an invitation for you and your partner to somehow strive for. It can also be a card that symbolizes that you need to nurture yourself. If at this time you feel a little bit hurt or a little bit discouraged, maybe it's time for you to take a pause and nurture your inner child. So that's also possible. Maybe you are already overburdened by a lot of responsibilities. This card can symbolize also an invitation for you to take a pause and nurture yourself. Now, what happened in the recent past? Well, in the recent past, you might have had a certain situation or a certain relationship that has caused you sorrow. But you need to let it go. Somehow you felt it's already something that is finished and you have to let it go. And there is something new that is being given to you by the divine at this time. So that's why maybe you had that spirit of the energy of the emperor, somebody who has very strong boundaries, no? Maybe somebody who also fights for his own right, and also fights for the right of those who are downtrodden. So this can symbolize like you were in a situation where you felt that you are not receiving equal treatment, and so somehow you became firm, like the emperor. You had good boundaries. You required others to somehow give something in return. Like for example, if you love, somehow you also expect others also to love you in return. Now, if they cannot give you that kind of love, you also can choose to leave it behind. Somehow, for some of you, you might have been in a situation where you had to let this go, and it led you to have somehow to be a little bit protective of yourself, a little bit somehow you brought up some boundaries in a certain sense. You learned to say no to this one, and I feel that's the reason why now you are nurturing your inner child. So it can be like that. This can also symbolize those a relationship that is already failing, and somehow you are recalling the past at this time. But I feel also this is also you nurturing yourself right now, allowing yourself to heal. That's why you have a very strong boundary at this time. Somehow, that experience that you had has allowed you to mature and to attain a certain balance. You realize what are really valuable in life and what are the things that you need to let go. So somehow I feel you somehow, because you had to let go of something that is not beneficial to you, and you had strong boundaries. Also in the recent past, you were able to attain a certain balance. It might have been a painful process, but somehow you attained a certain balance. And you realize that as you let this go, you need to take care also of yourself. That is why here you have already the card of the Six of Cups, wherein you are taking time to nurture yourself. Now, what else happened in the present moment? Well, you are beginning something new. Okay? You're beginning something new here. Now, every once in a while, you find yourself looking at the past, but at the same time also, you are thinking of the possibilities of the future. But in order to change the past, you start working on the present moment. When you start working on the present moment, you start to develop also beautiful pasts. This present moment, after a few seconds, becomes part of your past. If you live this present moment to the full, then your past will slowly be replaced by good memories. And then at the same time, the possibilities of the future will be also good. Now, at the same time, the cup that you receive from the universe here is a cup that is overflowing. It has allowed you to mature. It has allowed you to attain balance, stability, and at the same time, you felt the love of the divine, and now you are a cup that is overflowing. The love that you felt from the divine allowed you to nurture yourself, and because you are nurturing yourself, you are already in the process of healing, and you are somehow the love that you felt from the divine and the love that is growing, that you have for yourself, that is growing right now, deepening self-love, is now overflowing, and it's benefiting everything around you at this time. So I feel you are already in the process of healing at this present moment. Now, what can we expect in the near future? Well, here again, we have the Page of Swords. Somebody who has new inspirations, new ideas, somebody who is ready to learn things, new things in his life. So this is somebody who is facing life's possibilities at this time. So now you are happily, in the near future, you will be happily beginning the new chapter and happily open to learn new things. And then you will have that productivity of the King of Pentacles. You will be more productive again, more creative, and success will soon be realized in your life. And then there is a certain, you see here, there's a certain peace in the face of the King of Pentacles. So this painful moment will pass and things will get better in the future. You will be encountering more challenges in the future, which is part of life. But if you face it with that sense of adventure of the Page of Swords, somehow also with the maturity of the King of Pentacles and that peace and that creativity, you will somehow be on top of the situation. You will be able to face these things on fire, and you will triumph because you have the higher ground. You have the advantage. You have the peace, the creativity, and that sense of adventure of the Page of Swords. And also you are a cup that is overflowing. Somebody who has learned to love himself, and somebody who courageously starts a new chapter. So whatever these challenges you will encounter in the near future, you can overcome it and you will succeed. Now let's try to see what can we get from the oracle card. Okay. From the oracle card, the card that we have here is Shine. Okay. So, yeah. It's time for you to stop worrying, to let go, and start shining. And I think this is that one. The cup that is overflowing. A cup that brings light to everything around it. So, just shine. Now, let's see what is the good night message. We have here, higher self. I am ready to communicate with my higher self in my dreams and to become enlightened. Okay, when you are enlightened, you will shine. Okay, so just allow your higher self to heal you. Allow your higher self to make you feel that you are loved. And allow your higher self to teach you how to love yourself. And hopefully, you will be overflowing and able to love again. And whatever challenges you will encounter, you will continue to shine. Okay, so enlightenment, shining. Okay, that's it for today. I hope that this has been beneficial for you. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.